Hello everybody and welcome to the first video on my YouTube channel. We're going to be playing Elden Ring. I'm the 49er Elite, and if you don't know what this game is, it's made by FromSoftware Development. They made the Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. This game was my first experience with FromSoftware and their types of games. I think I played Dark Souls when I was little, but I couldn't kill anything, frustrated me, never picked it up, never tried it again. When I first got a next-gen console, I wanted a new game, and so I picked up this one, and I tried it, and I think I played it for a little bit, and then I kind of put it down. It was hard, I wasn't that into it, and then after about another month, I picked it back up, and I completely fell in love with it. I have put in over 400 hours into this game. I love this game. I love everything about this game. I play through it regularly, and I wanted to be able to share that with you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into Elden Ring. I'm not going to do anything too crazy with the character creation. I already have a set guy that I use, so we won't get to delve into that, but I'll run through the classes for you guys real quick. There's Vagabond. It's a knight. There is the warrior, which is my favorite to use. The dual scimitars that he used, the curved swords, have some really fun like combat art that you can use, and some crazy combos. Some really good like ashes of war that you can put on them to be able to do like frost or poison or bleed. Um, then there's the hero, the bandit, the astrologer. This is where we start getting into the magic in the game. The astrologer, the prophet, the samurai, which is who we're going to be using for this playthrough. The prisoner, the confessor. I've done one as him, and then there's the wretch. You start out with nothing but a club, level 1. We're going to be doing the samurai. Now I already have a character created. That's the character. For the keepsake, there's different things. Well, I'll go ahead and run through them real quick. There's the Crimson Amber Medallion. It increases your max HP. There's the Lance Between Rune. It'll give you some extra runes, which is what you use to level up in this game. There's a Golden Seed, which you can use to increase your flasks. It's what you heal your mana or your HP with, or FP. There's the Fanged Imp Ashes. These are summons in the game that we'll get into once we unlock the ability to do that. There's a Cracked Pot, which is used for crafting. There's a Stone Sword Key. You use these to get into locked areas of the game, secret areas of the game. There's the Bewitching Branch. I have no idea what this does. There's Boiled Prawn, which you can use, boost physical damage negation, it's a consumable, and then there's the Shabriri's Woe Talisman, and this will always attract enemy aggression. Now there is some fun stuff that you could do with this later on in the game. I won't get into it, but basically there's a summon in the game, one of the best ones in the game. It's called the Mimic Tier, and you can equip this talisman, summon the mimic who will then have this talisman, unequip it, and then the enemies will be attracted to your summon instead of you. I'm not going to do that. It's kind of cheesy, but I think we're going to go with the Lands Between rune just to get a little bit extra runes to start the game out. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you guys. Favorite game of all time, not even close.
The fallen leaves tell a story. is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring.
That
And
intro
become
sequence,
the Elden Lord.
that intro sequence, every time I watch it gives me literal chills. I love it. So good. The voice actor does so good. Welcome to Elden Ring. That's an item that'll let you write these messages on the floor. This game is gorgeous. Welcome to Elden Ring. Now, like I said, I've played through this countless times. I'm going to try not to sprint through the areas and just kind of, miss stuff. I want to be able to share with you guys this whole game. If there's anything that I'd want more than anything, it would be to go back and explore and experience this game for the first time again. It's just not something that you can ever get back. That feeling of beating the first boss or finding a secret for the first time. It's just those kinds of things that I wish I could get back, but I can't. But I still love the game nonetheless. As we could try and beat this. Well, we tried. We failed. But that's fine. You're supposed to die here. Even if you beat it, you walk out that door and you end up dying anyways. a bit more lore coming up.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all.
Who could this be?
One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Ooh. So as we go through this game, there's a lot of lore and that kind of thing, and I'll do my best to explain it, but 100% credit of everything I know about this game's lore and most things I'm going to talk about, I learned from Vati Vidya on YouTube, who does an excellent job of going through, explaining this stuff, sharing secrets with everybody. I will link his channel in the description below this video. That way you guys can go check him out. Please, please, please go check him out. Show him love. He does an excellent job. And everything I know about this game came from him. So that is how we get our flasks. Flask of Crimson Tears, a sacred flask modeled after a golden holy chalice that was once graced by a tear of blessing. Filled with crimson tears, this flask restores HP with use. Rest at a site of grace to replenish the flasks. Then Cerulean Tears. Filled with Cerulean Tears, this flask restores FP with use. Rest at a site of grace to replenish. Now, I don't know if we will delve into magic. There's two different types of magic in this game. There's incantations, and there are... can't think of the name of it right now. That shows how much I use it. Incantations and something else. I don't know. But I don't know if we'll delve into it. I'm not that big of a fan. It's kind of complicated for me. I like smacking things with swords. Now down here is it's a tutorial. You go down here, there's a tutorial boss and everything like that. I've played through this game enough times to where I'm not going to run through it. It's completely optional. You could just come over here. They take you to the same place anyways. Now let me know down below if there's something you guys would like to see me do. Like I said, this is my first video on the channel. This is a learning process for me. So if there's anything you guys want to see, then by all means let me know and I'll do my best to accommodate you. So these are sites of grace. They're the save points in the game. They're where you will level up. You can rest at sites of grace. That's how you restore your flasks. You can add charges to flasks using golden tears. You can increase the amount replenished by flasks using sacred tears, which we don't have any at the moment, so we can't do that. You can memorize spells. I have 2 memory slots right now. There's sorceries and incantations. Incantations require a thing, and sorceries are used with staves. Man, for as much as I play this game, I can't think of the names of the stuff that I'm trying to talk about. It's really unfortunate. I don't use magic in that game all that much. I've done a couple of builds. I've done some really fun ones. Like one of the last builds that I'm playing through currently, actually, is I'm playing as an NPC. There's an NPC that you'll meet later in the game, and I'm not going to spoil too much because we are going to meet him. But I'm doing a build completely as that NPC using his weapons and his armor. So, welcome to Limgrave. Like I said, this game is just fucking gorgeous. I mean, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. They did such a good job with this game. Now, this is the first open world game that FromSoft made. All the other ones were kind of linear in that you don't have complete free will to explore, and one of the best things about this game is that I've played through it, I've beaten it 6 or more times, and the more I explore areas, the more I find. Like, there's still stuff in this game I haven't seen, and every time I play through, I find something new to explore, something I missed before. It's one of my favorite things about this game. Here's our first NPC, Vare.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance,
I have no
without the
maidens.
strength of runes, and without an invitation to the round table hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
This guy's kind of a dick.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me, Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? The golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also
You mean
behold
that thing
its
behind me?
golden rays pointing in a particular
That golden
direction
ray
at
flying through the
times.
air? I am
That
familiar, yes.
is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave. Grace's
We're going to
guidance will
exhaust all this
reveal
guy's
the
dialogue
path
just
forward
because we are going to
most
do his quest
certainly.
line.
The castle
Um,
Stormvale,
One
home
of
of the
the issues I
cliffs,
have with this game
home of the
is
decrees of the
balancing,
gods
is most
and
of the enemies
goddesses.
that you find in this game don't give you enough runes to be able to level up. But if you do Vare's quest line in its entirety, there's a place where you can kind of grind runes to be able to level up. And that's something that I'll be doing not in videos but off screen. It's a really boring process, and I don't want you guys to have to sit through and watch that. I will show you how to do it. That way, if anybody's watching and they play the game, that way they know how to do it. But it's a really, really efficient way to be able to level up. Especially if you're playing through this game for the first time, you want to kind of get to as high a level as you possibly can. Um, Now, to do his questline, it does require us to beat the first main boss of this game. So we are going to do that before we're able to go grind runes and level up. But
It's time you saw Castle Stormvale on the cliff.
Castle
Grace
Stormvale,
is
it's one of the
guidance.
coolest areas in
It
this
is
game.
the
It's the
secret
first
to
legacy
Elden
dungeon.
Ring.
It's
Maidenless as you are,
right above my head. Castle Stormvale. And then, if you look off to the left of Castle Stormvale, now right above my head, that's where we just were. The Chapel of Anticipation. Welcome to Elden Ring. I love this game. Now, that giant dude on a horse is like, oh, first enemy in the game, let's go. No, he will slap you. He's not easy, he's not fun. I don't like these enemies. There's a lot of them. They're called tree sentinels, and this guy drops his halberd, which is a weapon that I personally don't really like. You don't have to fight him. For a lot of people that play this game, it's like a rite of passage where it's like, oh, I have to kill the tree sentinel right away. No, no, you don't. Completely unnecessary. So we're going to run up here, grab these runes. and then head in to the Church of Elle. Gonna touch Grace, and then talk to this merchant.
You're tarnished. I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
Kale is pretty cool. So, a little trick for some people that might not know it, these golden runes, you can consume them, or you can sell them for the exact same price that you consume them for. It's just faster.
Goodbye.
I have to unequip that one. That way I can sell it. Boop, 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 boop.
What's it?
So all I did was I unequipped. The samurai starts with a shield, he starts with a bow, he starts with some arrows, and he starts with the Uchikatana, which is one of the best weapons in the game. Katanas in general in this game are very, very good, and the Uchikatana starts out with
Goodbye.
an effect. So I'll go ahead and show you. It causes blood loss buildup, and blood loss, I don't know if it still is, just because they've most definitely nerfed it since the game came out, but blood loss is one of the most powerful effects in the game, and I've done quite a few playthroughs using it. So the Uji Katana, a katana with a long single-edged curved blade, a unique weapon wielded by the samurai from the land of reeds. The blade with its undulating design boasts extraordinary sharpness, and its slash attacks cause blood loss. It has a skill unsheath. Skill of swordsman from the land of reeds. Sheath the blade, holding it at the hip in a composed stance. Follow up with a normal or strong attack to perform a swift slash. Very, very powerful. And that's pretty much it. Now from Kale, one of the things that you're going to want to pick up straight away is the crafting kit, and if you ask him for a recommendation, this is what he tells you to pick up. It enables item crafting, which is something new to these games, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I haven't played them thoroughly. I've played some Bloodborne. I still haven't beaten it, but that's the only game I played from FromSoft. There's other armors you can get for him that I'm just not going to. Notes, so you can find these merchants all across the lands between. Everywhere that you go, they'll be hidden around corners, that kind of stuff. And they have these notes, and these notes will actually give you tips and about secrets in the game. So you can go ahead and buy them from the merchants. These cookbooks are worth picking up. Those will increase your crafting. Basically they give you crafting recipes for things to craft. So you're gonna wanna pick those up, and then pick up a torch too, because there's some caves right now that we're gonna go into that are very dark. So I'll kind of briefly go over item crafting. So we picked up those 2 crafting recipes, and right now these are all the things that we can craft. You can pick up items all across the lands between. You can pick flowers, that kind of stuff. You can kill small beasts. Don't really fight back. Birds for thin beast bones, flight pinions. So like we can make bone arrows if we do that. I don't really do it, so it's not really relevant to me. You can craft fire pots. You need a cracked pot for this, and so this is why the cracked pot was one of the items that you can start with, so that you can craft a fire pot. Cracked pots you don't lose, they don't break. After you use this fire pot, it just becomes a regular cracked pot again, and then you can craft these. I don't really do a whole lot of crafting in this game. There's some items that I might craft. It's just one of the things that I still haven't fully explored. But we pick up a smithing stone, and smithing stones are used to upgrade your weapons. And we will go over like upgrading weapons and all that kind of stuff as it becomes more relevant. For now, let's go fight an enemy. I'm still not too sure how I'm going to be able to break down these episodes. I don't want it to run too long. I've already been recording for 25 minutes. I probably won't do too much. I think I'll probably just go get our Finger Maiden to end this episode off, and then in the next episode we'll do some exploring. There's a whole set area and route that I like to run. I think it's the best for leveling up early, getting lots of crafting materials. See, like, you can pick up early flowers and it's a crafting thing. I don't do it all that much, but we are going to fight an enemy. So backstabs are basically viscerals of Bloodborne. If you've played Bloodborne, the whole parry system, they're pretty powerful, but with all the different status effects in this game, sometimes it's better to, like, if you parry someone or if you stance break them, it might be better to just go for extra hits to try and get, like, a bleed proc or trigger frostbite or poison buildup. Um, there's a fourth in this game. It's called Scarlet Rot. It's disgusting, very powerful. And unfortunately, there are no Ashes of War to be able to put Scarlet Rot on anything in this game, as far as I know. There's some items and weapons in the game that come with it. Um, there's lots of different status effects: Death Blight, Madness, Bleed, Frostbite, Poison, Scarlet Rot. There's essentially, well, not an infinite, but there's so many different builds you could do playing through this game that, like, this game almost more than any other, almost more than any other FromSoft game has that replayability. And I think on one of the files, like I said, I've played this game many times. I'm on New Game Plus 6. I know there's some people out there that don't really like doing the whole New Game Plus, but I do. I think it's fun, and it lets you be able to switch up your build. There is respecking in this game. We'll unlock that later. I'm not going to spoil how, but that is an option. And in New Game Plus, you know, you go through, you find all these items, and you're like, oh, this is really cool. I want to use this, but it requires 47 faith to be able to use the item, and you decided you wanted to be a strength build, and you have 50 levels in strength and only 10 in faith. Respecking is something that you can do. You have to find larval tears, which there's a finite amount of those in this game. Just like there's a finite amount of smithing stones in this game to use to upgrade weapons. Um, and this is all stuff that we'll go over more as it becomes relevant to us. I'm just trying to give you guys a better understanding of this game before we truly, truly dive into it. And to unlock leveling up, you have to have a maiden. Like White Mask Vare said, we are maidenless. And we're not going to be maidenless for long. So there's a couple different areas where you can trigger this cutscene, but this is just the closest, and it's the one I almost always do. So you have to come and you have to rest at this site of grace.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
Melina is one of the coolest characters in this game.
I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens?
Sounds gross.
They serve the two fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you I am afraid, are maidenless.
You know, I just got into this world.
I
I'm
can
out
play
here
the role of
exploring.
maiden.
Everything tries to attack me, and every NPC
Turning
I've run
wounds
into is
into
like, you know
strength
what?
to aid you
Maidenless.
in
It's
your
kind of rude.
search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
What's the Erd Tree, you might ask?
When it's
It's that
settled,
giant fucking tree
summon
that you
me
can
by
see
grace
every point in the game. Not
to
that one.
turn
That's a
wounds
minor
into
Erd
strength.
Tree. We'll go explore that. Or that one. Also a
Ah,
minor Erd Tree.
another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
A ring? Not maidenless no more. I'm getting married.
Use it. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent.
Torrent.
Torrent has chosen you. Treat.
Torrent doesn't want us to be maidenless. So, there is a way that you can go through this game and literally never accept Melina. And you can just stay maidenless forever and at that point never level up. If you want to be able to level up, you have to accept Melina. If for some reason you want to play through this game and suffer and never level up, by all means, go ahead. You're gonna have a bad time. I personally wouldn't recommend it. After you accept Melina's Accord, you unlock the
Shall I
ability
turn your let my
to
hand
turn your
rest
runes
upon you
into strength.
for but a moment? Share them with me. Your thoughts,
So I'll briefly go over the
your
different
ambitions,
attribute points in the game.
the
Vigor increases your
principles you
maximum
would
HP,
follow.
Mind increases your FP, which you need for summoning and for sorceries and incantations. Endurance increases your maximum equip load and stamina. Strength increases your strength. Dexterity increases dexterity, and depending on the type of weapon you use, this is what will upgrade the attack power of your weapon. So like the Uchigatana scales better with dex, so we're going to be putting quite a bit into dex. Intelligence, it increases your magic resistance, but it also is needed to cast sorceries. Faith is needed for incantations. Arcane, it increases your vitality, which is your resistance to like death blight, I believe, which is one of the status effects in this game that if it triggers, it kills you. It sucks. Um, there's also certain Ashes of War that we can put onto our weapon that will make the weapon scale with Arcane. There's specific weapons that scale with Arcane, some that you can get pretty early on, like Reduvia, which is a dagger. It's a bleed dagger. It has really, really cool weapon art. Um, I personally don't like daggers all that much. I tried a dagger build. It just doesn't do enough damage. Very, very fast weapon for me. Just doesn't do enough damage. And I like the fast weapons. I'm not too big of a fan of the, colossal great swords that swing once every 10 seconds but do a shit ton of damage. Because if you run into an enemy that's holding a great shield, you're just going to get destroyed. So, we will go ahead and dump our levels into Dex, spend the runes, and then call it a day. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below anything you want to see me do, any recommendations for the channel, other games that you want to see me play. This is a learning process as much for me as it is for you. I'm playing Elden Ring because it's my favorite game and I wanted to be able to share it with the rest of the world, and just kind of show you guys all there is to know. Um, if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe, share. It helps me out greatly, and I would appreciate it. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you in the next episode.